maybe even the names that we give our children are important. Some people say, okay, I'm going to name my child this or that just because it sounds good or it's cute or it's popular at the time. Well, I know that naming processes throughout Africa are more symbolic. They have stronger meanings. Like I know in some cultures it may be the day you were born, but there's also names that actually are meant to inspire you. That will, every day you say your name, every day you think about how you're named, there's something special about that name that reminds you of a virtue.
So people that are coming, they are helping us to expand on the argument. Now, what I am coming to understand, even in our names, is that they have a heavier meaning than you think they are. Now, one of the person that was talking, okay, I don't want to mention her name, maybe for privacy reason. Of course, it's not really secret. Her name, the symbol of her name is what she does today. Her name is Eki, coming from Edo State, coming from Benin, the Benin name. Eki in our language mean market. And she's doing marketing. Now, I'm asking the question. When she was born, she was a baby. The parent gave her a name. Now, she's doing something in correspondence to the significance of her name. So, we don't want to think these are just useless thing. Maybe my wife is pregnant, I should go to Wikipedia and pick a name. No, we don't do that.
Not Wikipedia, no.
we don't do that. There are symbolic significance to the name that you are giving. You see, this video was created for the purpose of adding value to you. So if this video make any sense to you, let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested in understanding what you take away from this video and if it makes sense to you, so we can provide more. Now let's return to the video. Because if you know who your ancestors are, you will know how to stand. You will know what to defend. But if you don't know, you will think that you have always been a baby. We have not always been a baby. We are children of the people who set the rule for how this world is set up today. Science, astronomy, physics, and mathematics. Those are our ancestors. We inherited them. So that today, still in the computer age, there is a strong African mind in the age of computer. So you simply just cannot rule it up. So what I'm trying to say, as to you, Dr. Rhonesha, is how do we introduce storytelling into our education in a way that people can, while we are telling them to learn something, they don't forget where they are coming from. Of course, this is particularly important for us as people of African diaspora. And I want to repeat again, we are hundreds of millions of people. We are not just few individuals.
Yeah, just as we were saying, make sure it's embedded in everything that you do. We're not waiting around for it to be included in the curriculum of schools that were not designed or set up for us. They were not meant for us to truly thrive. So it needs to be in the way we wear our hair, appreciate our natural skin. It needs to be in our daily conversations, in our religious institutions, in our community gatherings, in the food that we eat, in the attire that we wear. Certain colors represent certain things. Our flags are symbolic, our jewelry, the stones, the energy we have around us. It's in nature. Appreciating that plants are a part of our world and a necessary part, that if they don't exist, we don't exist. There's healing in the plants. There's stories in the seeds that during enslavement people planted, or not planted, but stored in their hair people thought it was a design maybe, or or just they just hid it in their braids. And even in the way that we braided our hair were often maps of where to go. And so it's in everything that we do. We have to continue to be as creative as we've always been, and share those stories, whether they be symbolic, hidden within other stories, hidden within our songs. We have to share that. Maybe even the names that we give our children are important. Some people say, okay, I'm going to name my child this or that just because it sounds good, or it's cute, or it's popular at the time. Well, I know that naming processes throughout Africa are more symbolic. They have stronger meanings. Like I know in some cultures it may be the day you were born. But there's also names that actually are meant to inspire you. That will, every day you say your name, every day you think about how you're named, there's something special about that name that reminds you of a virtue, of part of your personality, part of your character that you exhibit, that you take with you. So how do we do this? We include it in every facet of our lives. We live, breathe, eat it, smell it.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah. At least all the people of African descent who are listening to us, they should pay attention to what you're saying there. That is so important. See, a couple of days ago, we did an audio room about the importance of story of names, of African names to the African diaspora. This was an important conversation because a lot of people come in to talk. Usually we do have different experts coming in to talk, people who are using storytelling in their business, because this is intentional. This is what I do. Storytelling for business and storytelling for African diaspora. There are now two rooms where we take on a subject and we elaborate on it. Let's learn from each other. I don't know it all. So people that are coming, they are helping us to expand on the argument. Now, what I am coming to understand, even in our names, is that they have a heavier meaning than you think they are. Now, one of the person that was talking, okay, I don't want to mention her name, maybe for privacy reason. Of course, it's not really secret. Her name, the symbol of her name is what she does today. Her name is Eki, coming from Edo State, coming from Benin, the Benin name. Eki in our language mean market. And she's doing marketing. Now, I'm asking the question. When she was born, she was a baby. The parent gave her a name. Now, she's doing something in correspondence to the significance of her name. So, we don't want to think these are just useless thing. Maybe my wife is pregnant, I should go to Wikipedia and pick a name. No, we don't do that.
Not Wikipedia, no.
we don't do that. There are symbolic significance to the name that you are giving. Anyway, of course, if we are talking about storytelling, this will always come up. That is why I love the idea that we should tell our story from time to time. Let's just sit down and talk. Tell me, what has been when I started my project, The Journey, Africancy Verona, I would just take my small camera, I just sit in front of an elderly person, I say, hey, tell me your story. I'll be asking that is what I love to do. I ask you all sorts of questions.
There's history in our names. It helps you know your lineage, which is why many of us were stripped of our names. We were given names. We weren't Tom, Jill, Jack. Even names today like Jackson, Johnson mean son of John, son of Jack. Those British typical names, or those Anglo-Saxon names, are named in such ways. Like if your last name is Carpenter or whatever, it's because somebody in your family was a carpenter. That's what people did. So they were named by what they did, or like blacksmith or something. Those names were given that way. When I think about my name, before I even knew what it meant, it's interesting because it's like we take on these words, and we know that spelling, the tongue is powerful. Words have power. the energy that we put out as we say a word has power. So I think about my own last name. My last name is Blaché. And when I looked it up, it means nature of the oak. Nature of the oak. And interesting enough, my favorite tree is an oak tree. And my family, part of my heritage goes through New Orleans and then to Haiti. And then I have Gullah Geechee background, which goes to Sierra Leone and things like that, right? So when I think about the oak tree.
Hi, and thank you for checking out this short clip from Obehi Podcast. I'm Obehi Ewafo, the host of the Obehi Podcast. This short clip was created from a full episode where we dive deep into this conversation. To see the entire video, all you need to do is to click on the link in the description of this video. Now, while you are there, I want to share something with you quickly. Are you a purpose-driven entrepreneur? Do you want to cut across the noise and attract the right audience, leveraging the power of storytelling? Now, pay attention. I'm currently working on a signature program to help you own your story and stand out for the competition. It's a 5-step journey to help reshape your professional and business narrative so you can drive success and stand out in the competition. And in less than 90 days. The link is what you see on your screen, academy.aclasses.org/story. Now, this is what we have understood. Storytelling is the most powerful instrument that is known to man. And this is what this could mean to you. You could either choose to own your story and leverage it to amplify your message and whatever you represent in this world, or some other person could own that story. The choice is yours. So why don't take advantage of your story and use it wherever you are, whether you are in business environment or you are a professional individual who want to be able to build your influence and leave a legacy behind because you represent something. You are owning your story. You are somebody whose story is important. So the choice again is yours. Now let's get started with this short clip.